In a competitive job market, many candidates who share similar qualifications are vying for the same opportunity. But you can gain an edge by doing something to distinguish yourself from other applicants and make a positive impression during a job interview, whether it's in person or online. Below are some tips from executives and entrepreneurs about creative approaches to interviewing that make candidates stand out in a good way. Creative approaches to interviewing. Be intentional about your virtual background. With an increasing number of interviews happening over Zoom or other video conferencing apps, your background can be one more way to share, or hide, key information during an interview. Whatever you do, don't use an obviously fake background. Instead, choose your location and what you show behind you carefully. You could show off your workspace, your qualifications, or your beautiful porch. You could choose to either show, or hide all evidence of, kids or pets. Show some professional levity. Entrepreneur, investor, and author James Phillip, who is founder and managing director of Heavy Hitter Holdings, recommends that interviewers show a sense of humor and levity during the interview but remain professional as well. Have you ever been to a restaurant and seen the staff working hard but also laughing and having a fun time? It's great to witness, Phillip said. Assuming you're qualified for a job, this type of personality is the next big checkmark to help you get that amazing gig. The candidates should attempt to strike a balance between wanting employers to take you seriously, and letting them know that you will be someone who other employees will want to be around. Employers are basically walking to school in the snow, uphill, with no shoes both ways when it comes to trying to hire positive team members who are a pleasure to be around. So bring a little levity to the interview and let them know the positive impact you will have on their culture. Ask meaningful questions. When preparing for an interview, most candidates focus on the answers that they plan to give to the hiring committee. But you should also be smart about the questions you ask the interviewer. While this type of prep may sound like a no-brainer, not all applicants take this initiative, which can make you a memorable candidate. This starts with doing your research on the company's mission, values, and work environment so you know what you have questions about before you go in, Hill said. Asking insightful, meaningful questions about the company culture and the specific position you're applying for shows that you're thinking about the details of how you'd fit into the workplace, along with showing them you've done your research. Promote your unique skills. Everyone who reaches the interview stage has the basic skills required for the job, but to stand out, you must rise above the basics. Find a way to demonstrate the skills you have that are outside the core requirements but could still be valuable in the role. Anything that goes above and beyond will help push you above the rest of the pack. As an example, doing something clever to showcase this experience to the interviewers. For example, someone with visual art experience could make custom business cards and reference lists to leave behind. If you're an expert in data analysis, you could preemptively conduct an analysis of the company or its competition and bring that data to the interview. Reiterate your interest, and leave a tangible takeaway. Although the pandemic has created a lot of opportunities for individuals seeking new roles, the job market is still highly competitive. As such, you want to take advantage of any opportunities you may have to distinguish yourself from other candidates. One piece of advice that always gives applicants is to provide every prospective employer with what she calls a takeaway. The idea is that, as you walk out the door, you reiterate your interest in the role and hand the interviewer a tangible piece of evidence to support what you are saying. If you are interviewing via Zoom, you can either let the hiring manager know you will be following up with a takeaway, or simply email it as soon as you conclude the meeting. A takeaway can be a writing sample or a sample presentation, with sensitive information redacted, a relevant blog post you wrote, or an article that quoted you. You are suggested that depending on your interest in the role, you could even create something more targeted. For example, if the job description mentioned that the person in the role would be responsible for creating certain materials, you could hand over a document showcasing how you envision that task being completed, or, if you want to cast a wider net, you could create a more generic document highlighting your accomplishments in a few areas that perhaps you did not include on your resume before because of space constraints. Be creative, be memorable. By getting creative in a professional way during your interview, You can help create a positive impression that ensures you are top of mind with the interviewer and hiring team. To help you interview effectively and leave a lasting impression, FlexJobs offers mock interviews with career coaches who can also help you calm your nerves and boost your confidence. Thank you.